Welcome back to Best Futuristic Gadgets. Some inventions get the headlines, these ones got overlooked and shouldn't have. An EV that charges itself from the sun while you drive, a pocket camera that flies, and the world's lightest power bank, so thin it disappears into any wallet. 10 brilliant innovations that deserve considerably more attention than they've gotten, starting right now. Number 1. Most cameras stay on the ground. The HOVERAir VERSA takes off. This is a pocket-sized flying camera, a self-flying device that launches from your palm, captures your perspective from the air, and folds back into a jacket pocket when the shot is done. The VERSA extends the HOVERAir formula with a versatile shooting system, ground-level shots, aerial perspectives, and everything in between from a camera that fits where no drone ever has. Autonomous tracking keeps you in frame regardless of what you're doing. Stabilization makes the footage look operated rather than launched and hoped. No pilot license required for its weight class, no setup ritual before every shot. Open your hand, it takes off. Call it back, it lands. Ground cameras capture where you were. The VERSA captures where you were from above and fits in your pocket to get there. Number 2. Robots have had capable hands or capable legs. Rarely both, working together the way a human body actually does. Gemini Robotics 2 changed that. This is Google DeepMind's second-generation robotics AI platform, a system that brings whole-body intelligence to humanoid robots, enabling coordinated full-body movement that human tasks actually require. Not just arm manipulation, not just locomotion, the two working together simultaneously, reaching while balancing, manipulating while moving, responding to physical interaction across the entire body in real time. The AI model behind it is trained on human movement data at a scale that previous robotic AI systems haven't approached, producing motion that looks fluid and intentional rather than mechanical and pre-planned. Tasks that require dexterity, balance, and movement simultaneously, folding laundry, loading a dishwasher, navigating a cluttered space while carrying something, all become executable with a coherence that marks a genuine step change in what AI-driven robots can do. Robots had parts that worked. Gemini Robotics 2 gave them a body that does. Number 3. The umbrella hasn't changed in centuries. The Simprella changed it completely. This is an umbrella reimagined from the canopy outward, rethinking every assumption that conventional umbrella design accepted without question. How it opens, how it closes, how water is managed when you bring it indoors. The dripping, the wrestling with a wet canopy in a confined space, the inside-out failure in wind, all of it addressed in a single redesigned product. The Simprella closes inward, canopy folding toward the interior rather than outward, containing all the water from rain on the interior surface rather than dripping it onto everything around you when you step inside. The result is a dry exterior when closed, a contained wet interior, and no puddle formed at your feet the moment you enter a building. The structure handles wind with geometry rather than fighting it, bending in a way that prevents the inversion failure that kills conventional umbrellas in a gust. Umbrellas have existed for millennia. Nobody improved them. The Simprella did. Number 4. 54 grams. That's the entire weight of the Xtra Atto, the lightest wearable 4K action camera ever made. And that weight is the entire point. When the camera weighs nothing, you stop noticing it's there. When you stop noticing it, you stop performing for it. When you stop performing, the footage captures something real. Magnetic clip mount attaches to clothing, helmets, and gear in under 3 seconds. Stabilization handles mountain biking, running, and anything else you're doing when you forget the camera is on. 4K resolution means every frame is worth keeping. Waterproof, voice-controlled, instant phone sync. At 54 grams, the Atto isn't the camera you attach to your adventure, it's the camera that disappears into it. Number 5. Every electric vehicle charges from an outlet. The Aptera charges from the sun while you drive. This is a solar electric vehicle with integrated solar panels across its aerodynamic body that generate enough daily charge for the average commuter's driving needs without ever plugging in. On a sunny day, it charges itself faster than you use the energy. The aerodynamic design is what makes the solar equation work, a drag coefficient so low that the vehicle requires dramatically less energy per mile than conventional EVs, making the solar generation meaningfully relevant rather than a token feature that barely offsets AC power draw. Three-wheel platform, lightweight composite body, range extending into the hundreds of miles on battery alone for days when the sun doesn't cooperate. EVs eliminated the fuel cost. The Aptera eliminated the charging cost. A car that runs on sunlight, and the math actually works. Number 6. Office cold wars are real. Your colleagues control the thermostat, and you're the one freezing. The VENTY COZYPOD solves that. Personally, portably, without negotiation. This is a compact plug-in personal heater designed for desk use, a device that creates a warm zone around you specifically without heating the entire room to a temperature that satisfies nobody and costs the building's energy budget. The form factor is the headline. Compact enough for a laptop bag, designed for a desk surface, and powered from a standard outlet with no installation, no setup, and no permission required from facilities management. Heat output is targeted and directional, warming the person at the desk, rather than dispersing into the room's air volume and losing effectiveness within seconds. Multiple heat settings balance output against power consumption based on how cold the situation actually is. The office thermostat isn't changing. The COZYPOD makes that completely irrelevant. Number 7. Electric scooters require helmets. The XYZET1 was designed so it doesn't have to. This is a helmet-free electric scooter built around a fundamental rethinking of what makes micro-mobility safe. A lower speed profile, a lower center of gravity, a wider wheelbase, and active stability systems that collectively produce a ride safe enough that regulatory bodies in its target markets approved it for helmet-free operation. The design follows the safety philosophy rather than fighting it, a scooter that looks and feels confident at the speeds it was built for, rather than a high-speed scooter artificially limited to a lower speed class. The result is a scooter that removes the biggest friction point in urban micromobility adoption, the helmet you have to carry, store, and remember without compromising the safety outcome that the helmet was compensating for. Scooters asked you to carry a helmet. The XYZT1 made the question unnecessary. Number 8. Portable air conditioners have always been a compromise. Underwhelming cooling power in exchange for the portability that window units can't offer. The EcoFlow WAVE 3 ended that compromise. This is the most powerful portable AC EcoFlow has built, a unit that delivers serious BTU output from a device genuinely portable enough to move between rooms, take outdoors, or use in the spaces where traditional AC installation isn't an option. The cooling performance is what sets it apart from every previous portable AC. Enough output to actually cool a meaningful space in real ambient temperatures, not just reduce the temperature by a degree or two while consuming significant power. EcoFlow's battery integration means the WAVE 3 operates off-grid, disconnected from the wall, running on battery power for the campsites, power outages, and outdoor events where an outlet doesn't exist, but heat does. Heating mode for cooler nights, dehumidification when humidity is the problem rather than temperature, a connected app for scheduling and remote control. Portable AC used to mean portable compromise. The EcoFlow WAVE 3 made it mean portable power. Number 9. Power banks are useful. They're also heavy, thick, and something you weigh before deciding whether to pack them. The Flextail Zero Power removed that calculation entirely. This is the world's lightest and thinnest power bank, a device so slim it slides into a wallet, so light it disappears into any pocket, and capable of delivering the emergency charge that the name promises without the bulk that every other power bank asks you to carry in exchange for that capability. The Zero Power isn't a full-day power station. It's an emergency charge. The difference between your phone dying at a critical moment and having enough battery to make the call, pull up the boarding pass, or navigate the last mile home. That specific, targeted capability, delivered from a device you actually carry every day because it costs you nothing to do so, is worth more in practice than a larger power bank you leave at home. The best power bank is the one in your pocket. The Zero Power made sure that's always where it is. Number 10. Most AI assistants are capable. Very few of them feel like company. LiLi was designed to be both. This is a smart AI companion, a device and platform built around the idea that AI should feel like a relationship rather than a tool. LiLi learns who you are over time, your personality, your communication style, your interests, your emotional patterns, and develops a familiarity with you specifically that makes every interaction feel personal rather than generic. It checks in, it remembers what you talked about yesterday and builds on it today. It adapts its tone and approach to yours rather than maintaining the same neutral assistant register regardless of who it's talking to. The practical layer is complete. Scheduling, reminders, information, smart home control, all handled through the same conversational interface that handles the companionship layer. LiLi doesn't switch modes between utility and warmth. It's both simultaneously. AI assistants have always been capable of answering questions. LiLi is the one that actually feels like it wants to. Thanks for watching Best Futuristic Gadgets. Subscribe and stay upgraded.